In the scorching summer of 1857, a storm erupted, a storm that shook the very foundation of British rule in India. But this uprising did not erupt overnight. It had been brewing. In the fields, in the palaces, in the hearts of peasants, soldiers, and rulers alike. Economic exploitation. A nation in chains. British colonial policies had torn through the traditional fabric of India's economy. Peasants, once the backbone of the land, were crushed under the weight of heavy taxes. When they couldn't pay, ruthless moneylenders seized their land, becoming the new landlords of a broken countryside. Artisans and craftsmen, masters of fine skills, were robbed of their livelihood as British imports flooded Indian markets. The once flourishing handloom industry collapsed. Karl Marx would later write, "England inundated the motherland of cotton with cottons." In Awad, the very epicenter of the revolt, over 21,000 Talukdars lost their estates. Humiliated and dispossessed, they waited for a spark to ignite their fury. Political intrigue. A web of betrayals. The British had made many promises, and broken all, through cunning policies like the doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliance, and effective control. Indian states were swallowed one by one. The Mughal dynasty was reduced to a shadow. When Prince Fakhruddin died in 1856, Lord Canning declared that no future Mughal would even hold a royal title. Indian princes grew restless. Their kingdoms shrunk, their power crumbled, and their pride was wounded. Administrative corruption. Just as for Ceylon, British ruled India. Justice had a price. Corruption seeped through the veins of the colonial administration, from petty clerks to law courts. For the common Indian, the British system was distant, alien, and unfair. Their rulers no longer lived among them, but governed from grand bungalows far removed from their pain. Religious interference, fear, and suspicion. The people saw not just foreign rulers, but foreign faiths invading their lives. Christian missionaries followed the flag, preaching conversion. British reforms like banning sati, promoting widow remarriage, and introducing women's education stirred fear among conservatives. The Religious Disabilities Act of 1856 allowed converted sons to inherit property, shaking the very roots of Hindu traditions. Even temples and mosques weren't spared taxed under new laws. The fear of losing religion, not just sovereignty, haunted the Indian mind. Military discontent, the peasant in uniform, and then came the sepoy, the soldier of the British Indian Army, mostly drawn from peasant families. He lived under strict rules, low pay, and racial discrimination. In 1856, the General Service Enlistment Act required sepoys to serve overseas, violating caste beliefs. Rumors of forced conversions. To make matters worse, foreign service allowance was withdrawn, and their native land, like Awad, was annexed. The sepoy's loyalty wavered. His resentment grew. He was not just a soldier, he was the voice of rural India, armed and ready. A chain reaction of rebellions. This wasn't the first sign of unrest. The army had rebelled before in Bengal 1764, Vellore 1806, Barakpur 1824, and during the Afghan wars now. Across the subcontinent, ordinary people remembered these sparks, and watched as another fire lit up. By 1857, India had become a land of smoldering discontent. From kings to clerks, from zamindars to sepoys, everyone had a reason. Everyone had a grievance. The revolt that followed was not just a military mutiny, it was the echo of a wounded civilization.